TV. Focus on me. It's about me. Anyway. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So as you've noticed, it is dark once again. But that's just because it's like 4 in the morning. The sun should rise in like an hour. So I have another video in the works. I want to film a video, like another video about writing, except it's like everything that goes into like making a book, like everything you need to know about writing except the writing, because like there's a lot that has to do with like world building and like doing things to get to know your characters better and like all that stuff. So I wanted to make a video about that, but that video is taking a while to script, and I want to like collect all my stuff and footage for editing so it doesn't take forever, because like I said last video, like I get burnt out on stuff like way too easily. But yeah, so this video is a video on my anticipated reads for May, because I should have done that 10 days ago. It's now the 11th, but whatever, who cares. I am just gonna go through all the books I'm just gonna go through all the books I have. This is way too bright. I'm just gonna go through all the books I have anticipated for May that I haven't read yet, because there are like some books I'm finishing up from April. I'm finishing up Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. So yeah, I'm just gonna go in and show you guys what I plan on reading for May. Okay, so first up, I know I want to read The Downstairs Girl by Stacey Lee. I read The Luck of the Titanic by Stacey Lee. I love Stacey Lee. Like she's now like top tier. Like I read one book and now I'm a stan. Like I read Luck of the Titanic because if you don't know me, you wouldn't know this, but I have this obsession with like disasters that have like killed a lot of humans. That sounds bad. Just listen. Those people will never get to tell their stories again because they're dead. And victims of something like Titanic or 9/11 or the Hiroshima bombing, they're gone, and they'll never get to tell anyone their stories. They'll never get to tell anyone who they were. They'll never get to go on and have offspring and children, and I feel like it's my duty sometimes to learn their stories and to learn the events of what happened and to learn who they were, and I get this obsession with finding out who every single person in that event was, and you never will, but you just try anyway. I didn't mean for this to turn sad. I'm just saying, I didn't want it to sound like I'm a psychopath who obsesses over death. The point is, I was scrolling through Sora, which is the app I use for like books I don't own, and it's like a library book app. It's a library app, so I can get a book for 2 weeks and then return it. And I was just scrolling through the historical fiction, and her book came up, and I was very interested in it because I'm very interested in the Titanic. And so I read it, and it was amazing. And I love how it's not just like there were 6 unknown Asian people on the Titanic, and well, it's not like they're unknown, but like a lot of people don't really know who they are. So she gave a story to those people, and it's just absolutely wonderful. Like, I did not expect, spoiler alert, it's gonna be a spoiler alert, so if you're reading Look at the Titanic, if you plan on reading Look at the Titanic, ignore this. I did not expect the main character to die. I am blanking on what her name was right now. I was like, when is she gonna get off the ship? When is she gonna get into a lifeboat? And she never did. And I was so like, the last book I read where like the main characters died they both die in the end, and I knew they were gonna die, but I mean I didn't know, like I expected, I was hoping they wouldn't, but that's not the point. Like I was was shook, and that's it. Oh my goodness. So that book was really good. I think I gave that 5 stars on Goodreads. So I'm really excited to read The Downstairs Girl. I really love Stacey Lee's writing. I really love just the way she writes and the way like her characters interact. It's like she's so I'm really excited to read The Downstairs Girl. And that is basically number 1. Like I put that book on hold already. Like it's number 1 on my TBR. So yeah, Downstairs Girl, Stacey Lee. The second book on my TBR is The Red Pyramid by Rick Riordan. If you don't know Rick Riordan, I don't know where you've been. Like you must be new to the reading community. Rick Riordan is the author of Percy Jackson. You know, he did the Heroes of Olympus series, the Trials of Apollo series, and he did another one that I can't remember. He's done a lot. He's done a lot based on, you know, Greek mythology and mythology in general. But I am now starting the Kane Chronicles. So I have The Red Pyramid. I've already peeked into it a bit, but I have to stop because, like I said, I'm reading Order of the Phoenix, and I don't have the patience, and like I can't read 2 books at once. I just like can't do that. I don't know why. I can watch 2 different like shows at once. I can go through 2 different movie series at once. I just can't read 2 books at the same time. But yeah, so I'm really excited for that. I think I'm gonna read that first, if not like not after Downstairs Girl. That and Downstairs Girl, like I'm ready to read those 2 so bad. I love Rick Riordan. I'm very excited for the Percy Jackson TV show. I don't want to talk about the movies because I'm gonna get upset. Like I genuinely like start to shake. I get angry. I hate those movies so much. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the show and how I'm very excited for it. And how I've seen the cast of at least, you know, Percy, Annabeth, and Grover. Yes, I'm ready. I'm so ready. And I cannot wait. But anyway, we're not talking about Percy Jackson. We're talking about the King Chronicles and how I'm really excited. From what I've read, I love the way how he writes like a real person wrote this book who took, obviously a real person wrote this book, but like how like the main character, like remember at the beginning of Percy Jackson, my thing keeps turning off. Remember how at the beginning of Percy Jackson, he, if I remember correctly, he was like, I'm trying to tell you guys like everything that happened in this book series did happen to me, and if you don't believe that, sucks to suck. But like the beginning of this series started with like a warning. He was like, this book is transcribed from audio, and I couldn't hear all of the audio. In some places it was dodgy, so I had to guess. And I thought that was a real warning at first because I'm an idiot. I was like, what? But then I was like, oh, it's from like the character. It's amazing. He's amazing. I love him. Rick Riordan, stan. But yeah, so I'm very excited to read that. I can't wait. And then next after that, I have these Hollow Vows. These Hollow Vows I've been wanting to read for a long time, but I just recently bought it. I was just like near the bookstore with some friends, and so we went inside, and I have impulse control when it comes to buying things like books and candles and like stuff for my dog and stuff. So I bought that, and I bought a Funko Pop. And I'm really excited to read it because it looks like a, not an enemies to, it is like an enemies to lovers, but it's like a, I didn't want to fall in love with you, but I did. It's like a fake dating, except she's the only one who knows it's fake. Anyway, I'm really excited to read that. It looks really good. And I've had it for a long time, but not a long time, but I've had it for like 2 months. And I've just been holding off for the perfect time to read it, and I feel like that time is now. 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo I've also had for like 4 or 5 months, not even 4 or 5 months, because I took it to Arizona in December, so I've had it since like November. And I really wanted to read it, but I've just been like putting it off. And I think every book you buy, you know, like you're in the mood for certain books. There's books I've bought and I've had for months and months, and I've just been too afraid to open them, and then when the time is right, you know, you kind of know. So I've had like Addie LaRue for like since like December of 2020, and I just read that last month in April, because like I just wasn't ready, and then I was, and it was beautiful, and I didn't expect to cry, but I did. So yeah, that was a beautiful book, but I feel like every book has like a time to read it, and you know, it just wasn't mine. So I'm ready to read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and yeah. It looks really good. I love historical fiction and a time period fiction. And that's what this is. You know, it's old Hollywood, the glitz, the glamour, the deception, the lies, the secrets, and I'm ready to know all of them. Tell me, Miss Hugo. I have Curses and Kisses. I've had this book for a while too. I haven't read this because I kind of feel like it's overhyped. Like, I feel like a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, this book is so good, and like maybe it's just the cover, but it like kind of look basic to me. It kind of looks basic to me. From what I remember about the synopsis, it's like this guy is rude to this girl's sister, or like he bullies her, something about like that, and so the other girl dates him to then break his heart or something like that, which is so messed up, but whatever, do you. And that's the whole book. So again, it's like that one-sided dating thing turns into real dating, enemies to lovers type thing. If the Shoe Fits, which is written by the girl who wrote Dumplin', if you guys have ever seen that or read that, which I haven't done either, but I do know it's popular, so I thought I'd mention it. But I don't love Cinderella, but you know, I like Cinderella, and I feel like it's the same story, which, you know, is fine, but I feel like it's had like 84,542,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000 adaptations, and they're all the same. So I'm happy to see a bit of a twist, and I'm ready to read it. You know, it's also about a plus size girl, and I'm a plus size girl, if you couldn't see from my neck and face. But yeah, so I'm really excited to read that too. Scrolling through Sora, I seen this book called A Faux Love Story, and I wanted it immediately. I read some of the synopsis, but like not really, if I'm gonna be honest with you. I got this book off the cover and title. Like, I want it. And I'm gonna read it. And I'm just really excited for it. Like, I can't really tell you what it's about because I don't know. I judged a book by its cover this time, and I hope I judged correctly because I'm excited to read it. Yeah, so this book called Want is basically these, I don't want to describe any of these books to you, but this one's really good, so I want to describe it really quick. But basically these people like live, it's like one of those, like, it's like a dystopian sci-fi book, where like, you know, the wealthy get everything and the poor people get nothing. But this one seems really good. Like, I know I made that video on dystopias and I'm like, they're all the same, but this one sounds good, so I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm really excited for it. It sounds really good, and I'm just really excited for all my picks this month. I'm just like really happy. I'm ready to like come back at the end of May and tell you whether they sucked or not. But yeah, and then other than that, I have to read Harry Potter books 6 and 7. Because I did this really weird thing. I don't know why I did this. I read Harry Potter books 1, 3, and then half of 4, and then I didn't read Harry Potter until now. I'm a freshman in college, and so I read Harry Potter in the 8th grade, and then not until the 13th grade. But yeah, so I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I didn't. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I just kind of moved on and then started doing something else. But yeah, so I'm finishing up those because it's long overdue. And for anyone like concerned about, you know, giving money to J.K. Rowling, I got all these books at the thrift store. It actually took me like 4 months because I'm very picky. I wanted all hardcovers with the dust jackets still intact, and I found all of them within like 2 months, but like I couldn't find 4 for some reason. Like, I couldn't find 4, and that was the one I was on, and like I couldn't read any of them. So when I finally found Goblet of Fire, and yeah, like she didn't get any money from me, but we're not talking about that, and I'm trying not to drag down this video. But yeah, that is my May TBR. Comment down below tell me if any of these sounded good. I know I didn't really describe them to you. I just kind of like told you what they were called and what they were about, kind of. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. But yeah, I'll see you back here, hopefully with that writing video, and then I'll come back and tell you about how the TBR went. Maybe they all sucked. Maybe they were all beautiful. I don't know. I'll tell you like how they were and what I gave them on Goodreads, and yeah. So I will see you hopefully next week. Bye.